Welcome to Dueling Times. News stories that interest me. Dualranger from the US. A Connecticut church may operate a postal station without violating the constitutional separation of church and state, as long as it clearly distinguishes it from private space, a federal appeals court ruled on Thursday. A panel of the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals said the church in the town of Manchester did violate the U.S. Constitution by including religious displays such as prayer cards, pamphlets, and church-related videos inside a postal station it had set up. But it said the church could fix the violations by removing the displays and providing markers that make it clear to the customers where the postal station ends and the church property begins. Bertram Cooper, a former Manchester resident, had sued the Full Gospel Interdenominational Church and the US Postal Service in 2003, saying the displays made him very uncomfortable and constituted government-sponsored religious activities. The mere fact a postal station is located inside a religious facility or sponsored by a religious entity did not violate the Constitution, the ruling said. The Postal Service allows postal units to be set up on private property in rural areas that cannot sustain full-service offices. The appeal court directed the church to ensure that the postal counter, post office boxes, and shelving are free of religious material. It also ordered the installation of a barrier to make it clear where the postal facility ends. In the UK, as more post offices are forced to close, churches are exploring housing post offices as another means to spread their message to the public. In England, churches can obtain public grants to make use of their buildings by adding facilities that the public can use. This November, Yale University Press will launch Miss Clausen's book, The Cartoons That Shook the World. But astoundingly, the drawings that shook the world like no other in the history of contemporary cartoons, the Mootoons, published in 2005, won't be featured because Yale University Press believed that if it were to republish them, more deadly juvenile tantrums might be sparked in the Muslim world and more lives lost. The original publication in 2005 of cartoons depicting Big Mo led to a series of violent incidents, and repeated violent acts have followed republication as recently as June 2008, when a car bomb exploded outside the Danish embassy in Islamabad, Pakistan, killing 8 people and injuring at least 30. The next day, Al-Qaeda claimed responsibility for the bombing, calling it revenge for the insulting drawings. Hello to all you guys out there in YouTube land. This is my opinion on those two stories. The first one might sound trivial, but once you start combining a situation where people have to go and use services with something religious, it sets a dangerous precedent. So, especially in the USA, you'll be careful of these things. The second story is a lot more visually worrying. Definitely, the idea of suicide bombers starting and creating a reign of terror is terrifying to a lot of people. But I still think we really do need to defend our right to say and draw what we want, even if someone disagrees with us. So, anyway, that's DR saying, hope you've liked this, thank you for watching, and have a safe journey wherever you're heading.